Westwood One Entertainment presents Stevie Nicks, Off the Record with Mary Turner.
This was the suite that Woody and Demi went to in Indecent Proposal. They walked in and this was it. I remember the dark plum colors. And the bedroom, which you have to go and see before you go, it's incredible.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's just beautiful. It's dark like this. It's the plummy colors, but it's really nice. I mean, I'm really comfortable. I really love it in there. So, yeah, it's perfect. And it has a really nice view and very Sunset Boulevard over there. So you can kind of see the St. James Club, and you can, when the sun's going down, it's totally Hollywood. It's the palm trees against the pink sky. It's totally exactly what you'd think if you took a picture and sent a postcard back to somebody, you know, in like Iowa.
Well, maybe I'm just thinking that the rooms are all on fire. Every time that you walk in the room, well, there is magic all around you, if I do say so myself. Well, I haven't known this much longer than I know you.
You don't go to some sterile steel and chrome office to interview Stevie Nicks. You rendezvous at a fabulous location. So right before the holiday season got too crazy, we caught up with Stevie at the amazing Indecent Proposal suite. It's much better in person. Very glamorous, very comfortable, very Stevie. Gold and purple brocade couches, flowers everywhere, a grand piano, and of course, candles and incense. After rearranging the furniture, ordering some room service, and lighting a few more candles, we were ready for what turned into a very revealing conversation.
This is the first time I've ever talked about this, so he's probably going to sue me for this. I don't care. He can sue me.
Sometimes it's a bitch, sometimes it's a breeze. Sometimes love's blind and sometimes it sees. Sometimes it's roses and sometimes it's sweet. Sometimes it's a bitch, sometimes it's a breeze.
For me to write this book of poetry and journal entries and the story of me and Fleetwood Mac and Lindsay and, you know, the guys that I have loved, really loved, you know.
Right.
It's massive.
Where is the reason? Don't blame it on me. Blame it on my wild heart.
I wouldn't give him the satisfaction of writing a song about him.
Whole lot of trouble. Whole lot of trouble. Whole lot of trouble for you. Well, this could be a whole lot of trouble. Whole lot of trouble, baby. Whole lot of trouble for you. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Not guilty. Have mercy. Oh, it says you could be my prisoner. Well, you're not living in the real world. You're not living in the real world.
Stay tuned. I'm Mary Turner talking with Stevie Nicks, Off the Record.
You're not my friend, you're not my love, and this is something that we really don't discuss. Where are you? Sometimes I hear you crying, and I wake up and I get through it. Well, this could be a whole lot of trouble, whole lot of trouble, whole lot of trouble for you. Well, this could be a whole lot of trouble,
You're going to be shocked in the next hour, so let's get right to it. Stevie Nicks rode on a bus. She was even spotted at a truck stop. I know you can't imagine it, can you? This is a Learjet kind of woman. But there she was this year, touring via bus. Okay, this wasn't anything you rode on your 8th grade trip to explore the country's historic landmarks. This was Whitney Houston's bus. This was the Indecent Proposal Suite on wheels.
I ended up really understanding why all the country stars love their buses and never want to go home. Because you start to get really attached to living in this bus. And of course then your bus pulls in at 5 or 6 in the morning to a Four Seasons hotel or to a Ritz-Carlton hotel. So this isn't really roughing it. This is just getting to take a great 5-hour drive with your best friends and drive through the night on the highway with fabulous music. Can you even think of anything more fun than that? There isn't anything more fun than that. I mean, it's like, it's you know, even if we hadn't have done any concerts, it would have been great. If we'd have just driven through and stayed the night and get on your bus the next day. I made the decision to actually drive from Las Vegas to Denver instead of fly, because we were going to fly. And after a few of these drives, I, more than anybody, loved being right up there and watching the road go by, and counting the little white lines and listening to whatever music I wanted to. Because, of course, it's my bus, so if you come on my bus, you have to listen to the music I want to listen to. And if you don't want to listen to my music, then go on somebody else's bus, So I actually made the decision to make these long drives, and we drove from San Francisco to Phoenix, and we broke down our bus. Our fan belt broke at the top of the truck route up the top of the mountains, where the wind is blowing really hard and the cars and the trucks are whizzing by you, and we tied our fan belt together with a pair of black downskin tights. And we made it all the way. We made it like to a truck stop, where they fix truck stuff, but they didn't have anything to fix our truck. They didn't have a fan belt for the truck or for the bus. And so I said, well, I think that we should just get another pair of tights out. And so we tied 2 pairs of tights together, and we got all the way from the top of, 5? To Ontario on black tights. So you become totally attached to this whole life. It's amazing, I mean, it's a more friendly way to live than I have ever lived.
I see your expression when the phone rings. We both know there's something happening here. There's no sense in dancing around the subject. A wound gets worse when it's treated with neglect. Well, don't turn now, there's nothing here to fear. from the common ground where they could meet. The walls run high to veil the swelling tear. Let the walls burn down, set your secrets free. You can break their bounds, that you're safe with me. You can soothe your down, find no danger here. You can talk to me. Talk to me when you're down now. You can talk to me. You can set your secrets free, baby. And I can see that expression will unfold me. And I can see that we're thinking about the same thing. Is it all that hard? Is it all that tough? Have you taken all my dreams and let them die?
No, it's over for me. That's why I stopped touring and everything, because I just want to go on. I just want to. I'm writing for it. Right now I'm spending most of my time. Well, I'm spending all of my time writing. I've got some really wonderful new songs, and I don't know who I'm gonna use as producer this time, since I had such terrible luck last time. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but I know I'm gonna start recording in February.
Wow.
So I'm not wasting any time.
So you've really just...
Oh yeah, I've walked away completely.
A street angel ready to rumble right after this on Stevie Nicks Off the Record. I'm Mary Turner.
I've been called a lot of things, but never prosperous. So until my movie deal hits, I call Collect and know the code. 1-800-CALL-ATT. It always costs less than 1-800-COLLECT. Now, people call me thrifty. 1-800-CALLATT.
Want a price that's always lower than 1-800-COLLECT? Know the code. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT.
Your true voice.
For all interstate calls, temporary promotions excluded.
The National Ski Patrol just approved a cold and cough medicine for patrollers on duty. It's Sudafed Cold and Cough. Approved because of the way Sudafed Cold and Cough clears up nasal congestion and suppresses coughs. Approved because it breaks up chest congestion and relieves body aches. And most importantly, approved because Sudafed Cold and Cough gives you all this relief with no drowsy side effects. Sudafed Cold and Cough clears you up without slowing you down. Use only as directed. Mercy Medical Airlift just approved a sinus headache medicine for flight crews on duty. It's Sudafed Sinus. Approved because of the way Sudafed Sinus clears up nasal congestion. Approved because of the way it relieves sinus pressure and headache pain. And most importantly, approved because Sudafed Sinus gives you all this relief with no drowsy side effects. Sudafed Sinus clears you up without slowing you down. Use only as directed.
Dear Dad, we made our toughest parachute jump at dawn. On your feet! And I remembered when you said that courage is putting your fear aside and doing your job. You know, putting off college for the Army was the right choice for me.
Stand in the door! Go!
To find out how you can earn up to $30,000 for college with the Montgomery GI Bill plus the Army College Fund, call 1-800-USA-ARMY.
Now I'll get the most from college.
Be all that you can be!
And the best from myself.
Get an edge of life in the Army!
Paid for by the U.S. Army.
You say I have everything, well, I'm living on dreams and chains. But I sing for the things money can't buy. You say you don't believe, well, could you just look at me? Well, look deep into my eyes, my
People that come to my shows are really special. My audiences are incredible. It's really, I guess you never know, when you go out on the road how it's going to be. They never seem to change. They just seem to get a little bigger or a little older, but they just seem to have such spirit and such kind of knowledge and wise. You know, they're very wise. So it did. It mended my wings a little bit.
I'm Mary Turner, back with Stevie Nicks and an exclusive premiere of the live version of Destiny, recorded at the House of Blues in Los Angeles.
Crying in the morning, trying to be strong, waiting for the spring to turn into the fall. Love don't mean what it said at all. My destiny says that I'm destined to fall. My destiny is riding again, rolling in the rain, unwinding in the wind. My destiny is fighting again, secretly unwinding what it was that I was supposed to say to you today. Well, he wasn't like the others, nothing at all. He wasn't like anyone, it was easy to fall. Love never meant what it said at all. My destiny says that I'm destined for it all. My destiny is riding again, rolling in the rain, unwinding in the wind. My destiny is fighting again, secretly unwinding what it was that I was supposed to say to you today. Still crying in the morning, still trying to be strong, waiting for the spring to turn into the fall. Love never meant what it said at all. My destiny says that I'm destined for it all. My destiny is riding again, rolling in the rain, unwinding in the wind. My destiny is fighting again, secretly unwinding what it was that I was supposed to say to you today. Crying
Thank you.
Destiny, the live version recorded just for us. You can hear that song on Street Angel, the 1994 solo album that Stevie won't be putting in anyone's Christmas stocking.
No, I've really walked away from it. It's really over for me. See, it was started in the summer of 92. I hope I get this right. And it went, we recorded through till after Christmas in 93, when the inauguration was. And then we went back and worked for another 6 weeks on it. And then we finished it, basically. And then all the English people that were involved went home to England, and I listened to it for 2 months, and I didn't like it. And so I went back in with Tom Panunzio to try and fix what I was not happy with. And I didn't fix it while I was working with the person that I was working with, who doesn't like to be talked about because he's not speaking to me. I didn't like it when he was there, and he knew it. And basically, he told me to, in no uncertain English, very rough terms, to shut up and deal with it. And this is the way it was going to be. So I waited for him to not only leave, but be gone for 2 months before I summoned up enough courage to say, well, I know this isn't right. This is just not me. This is not my record. So I went back in for about 8 weeks, and I didn't mess with the vocals, which I should have. But I was so sort of overwhelmed with trying to fix the things that I didn't like about the music, which was there was no percussion, there was no Waddy Wachtel, because I was told that the last thing that album needed was Waddy Wachtel, and I mean, to that comment, I was so speechless that I just didn't do anything. They said okay. So when I went back in, I had Waddy come in and play, and I had Peter Michael come in and put percussion on, and Michael Campbell came back and put some more guitar on it, and we remixed everything, and we did a lot of other things besides that. I should have gone back in and really worked with the album, with the vocals, because that's something that I guess that was the last thing that I knew was wrong with it. And after being in 2 months trying to fix everything that I thought was wrong about the music and the mixes, it was almost kind of like, maybe you just need to let this go and go on. I mean, this is 3 years now, and this record should have been out a long time ago. It may be new for everybody else, but it's really old for me. And it's not my favorite record anyway. So maybe it's just time to stop. So I did stop.
In my life there's been a big change. Now I've a big house with pillars standing tall all around. Yeah, and I got a garden, and it's got roses dangling down to the ground. Yeah.
See, I already got used to very strong-willed English people because, the road manager at Fleetwood Mac, Mick Fleetwood, John McVie, all the English people that came into me through all those people. I mean, I definitely knew what it was to come up against a really strong-willed Englishman. I knew that it would not be easy, but I never dreamed that I would lose. And I lost.
I was just that old, that August stopped all day. Swear that you never saw a face. Swear that you never heard her say. No spoken word, no spoken man, no spoken man. What was it she wanted? They said she had it everything. No
how can I explain this in a really good way? I was coming back from New York a couple of weeks ago, and it is going back and forth in my head. What is music now? What do people really want to hear? Why did the Smashing Pumpkins do Landslide? Why have they had such a big hit with it? Should you write differently for this next record? Should you change your style? Should you? And I mean, really, really asking all those questions and writing those questions in my journal every night, because it seems if I write stuff down, then maybe I'll get an answer. And Don was on my airplane going back on a Friday night at 10 o'clock, and out of all the airplanes in the United States. And, me with my Rasta blonde braided hair, and Don, both of the two of us sitting together on the airplane looked like we were straight out of the end of the 1960s, I could relate to him. And I guess I must have went on and on over about 5 minutes about, well, I would really like to talk to you about music, because, I'm really questioning right now what it is that I should do. And he goes, wow, they've really scared you, haven't they? All these people have really scared you. And I said, yeah, they have. And he said, Stevie, just go back to the beach or go back to the desert, wherever you're going right now, and write your songs, and don't change anything for anyone. Do exactly what you do. And then when you get those songs done and you feel like you want to go into studio, then that's when you sit around with people and let them tell you what they think, but you go do what you want now. And I kind of walked away from that airplane flight thinking, I'm so glad I ran into him, because if nothing else, he kind of brought me back to the real world. So I'm real excited about what's to come, because I'm so not excited about what just went by.
I took my love, took it down. Climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills, till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Oh, I'm getting older too. Take my love, take it down. Climb a mountain and turn around. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, where the landslide will bring it down. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, the landslide will bring it down. Oh,
I've loved my life. As crazy as it has been, I've totally loved it.
We'll read from the yet-to-be-published pages of the complete uncensored journals of Stevie Nicks right after this, Off the Record. I'm Mary Turner.
From Harold Coyle, the New York Times best-selling master of the military thriller, comes the electrifying new novel of combat and court-martial, Code of Honor, the story of peacekeeping U.S. troops under fire in a foreign land and a young woman officer on trial for following her own code in battle. Code of Honor by Harold Coyle, as gripping as today's headlines. Harold Coyle is the best natural storyteller I know, says Tom Clancy. Code of Honor, now in paperback from Pocket Books.
If you're a mom, the first thing you want to do when you hear that sound is to make it stop. And the best way to do it is with Mentholatum Cherry Chest Rub for kids. It's new, and it's the only over-the-counter product specially made for young children that relieves their congestion and stops their cough at the same time. As soon as you rub it on, its cherry aromatic vapors start to penetrate. That means you both start feeling better fast.
Thanks, Mom.
Mentholatum Cherry Chest Rub. They say it's for kids, but I think it's for moms, too. Use only as directed.
Still dialing 0 to call people collect? Stop! It's expensive. What to do? Dial 1-800-COLLECT. Here's how it works. Just dial 1-800-COLLECT and follow the simple instructions.
Thank you for calling 1-800-COLLECT. Enter the number you wish to call, area code first. Say your name.
Chris.
Please hold while we place your call.
1-800-COLLECT. It's easy when you know how.
Hi, honey. For long-distance calls.
This is the sound of someone earning money for college.
我的中文就是在陆军部队学的。
This is a soldier in today's Army learning to speak Chinese and earning money for college. With the Montgomery GI Bill plus the Army College Fund, you put in just $1,200. The government and the Army pay the rest. If you qualify, that can total as much as $30,000. If that sounds good to you, call 1-800-USA-ARMY.
Be all that you can be. Get an edge on life in the Army.
Paid for by the U.S. Army.
This is old. This is one of the...
1987.
Oh, but it goes way back before that. But I have 15 of these. So, you see, for me to write this book of poetry and journal entries and the story of me and Fleetwood Mac and Lindsay and, you know, the guys that I have loved, really loved, you know.
Right.
It's massive.
I'm Mary Turner, back with Stevie Nicks and her journals, Off the Record.
Is love so fragile and the heart so hollow? Shadow with words impossible to follow. Saying I'm fragile, try not to be. I search only for something I can't see. I have my own life, and I'm stronger than you know. But I carry this feeling when you walked into my house that you won't be walking out the door. Still I carry this feeling when you walked into my house that you won't be walking out the door. Lovers forever, face to face. My city of mountains, stay with me, stay. I need you to love me, I need you today. Give to me your leather, take from me my lace.
It doesn't matter that Stevie Nicks has a great memory. She's written everything down. Every day, wherever she is, she's taking notes. Her life is detailed in about 24 huge notebooks. Her poems, her songs, her loves, her secrets, her scandals. It's all documented.
Well, it all exists. It's just not, you know, I mean, my life is so scandalous that if I were to write it all down right now, there would probably be a whole bunch of people that would sue me. So I can't write it yet. I can't let it out yet because people aren't too old to care yet. I have to wait until I think everybody will be able to read it, enjoy it for the incredible trip that it was. And I mean, it makes Margaret Mitchell pale. It makes Scarlett O'Hara pale. And when I think that the world is ready for it, I'll do it. But the problem is with that is that I have to do it. Nobody else can do it for me. And all these people threaten me with, well, we're going to do like an unauthorized autobiography. And I'm going to go ahead, because guess what? The real scoop is in my head. And the real scoop is written in very coded poetry and journal entries and, over the since 1975. And some of the things that, like Don Henley, I can't, he blew it on the fact that I had an abortion. He told a big magazine that. So it's like, well, I guess I could write my story about me and Don now, because Don accidentally let the whole cat out of the bag to like Vanity Fair or something. So there are things that I could write about, but there are a lot of things that I couldn't. See, I would never have told that. I would never have told the world that. So, 92 phone calls from Don and 800 apologies later. But the fact is that, okay, well, that story's out now. But the story behind it isn't written. What really happened isn't written. So that's the story that everybody has to wait for.
I hear a voice in the room next to mine. Feels good, sounds good. Closes the door from behind. When another voice comes through the door, I am dealing with a man. When away from me stays deep inside my heart. And he says if anyone falls in love, it will be one of us. If anyone falls in love, somewhere in the twilight, dream time, somewhere in the back of your mind. If anyone falls, and I heard someone say, as my eyes turned away, say, I have loved many women, I have many times run away. Ooh, I have never known the words, but I have tried to be true. But I have never known what to say, how to say. I've seen anything today, I've never seen anything like you. Anyone falls in love, somewhere in the twilight, dream time, somewhere in the back of your mind. If anyone falls, so I'm never gonna see you, never gonna see you deep inside my heart. But I see your shadow again, whoa. Maybe I see your shadow against the wall.
I think I would probably write about a really good chapter would be the Wild Heart Tour, because everybody got divorced on the whole tour. Sound people, crew members, musicians, opening act, everybody got divorced. And it's just so funny, and a lot of famous people, a lot of famous people involved in that whole story. So really, there's just really incredibly romantic, exciting things that are probably now more fun to tell than they were to actually live. But the whole limousines and fabulous hotels and room service and fabulous men and famous men, and talented people, that were like, not just, meeting people that were just like cute or that just came to a party or something, but meeting like really, legendary people. And it's a great story, but it's not time yet.
Has anyone ever written anything for you? In all your darkest hours, Have you ever heard me sing? Listen to me now. You know I'd rather be alone than be without you, don't you know? Has anyone ever given anything to you? In your darkest hour, did you ever give it back? Well, I have given that to you. And if it's all I ever do, this is your song. And the rain comes down. There's no pain and there's no doubt. It was easy to say I believed in you every day. If not for me, then do it for the world. Has anyone ever written anything for you? In your darkest sorrow, did you ever hear me sing? Listen to me now. You know I'd rather be alone than be without you, don't you know? So if not for me, then do it for yourself. If not for me, then do it for the world.
They're all angels. I only draw angels. I started to draw when my best friend got leukemia, and that's what she's left me. And so I know she's really excited now because it has finally, after the last 9 years, come to fruition, and people have finally started appreciating it. But I never drew a thing before she got sick, and I drew Rhiannon for her to stay at the end of her bed so she could see something when I wasn't there, so that there was something for her to stare at. And so now I know that Robin is up there and I'm down here, and we're both laughing about it because now it's finally come into its own.
Is it any wonder we picked Stevie to be here for the holidays? We'll be right back for Christmas at the Nix house. Off the record. I'm Mary Turner.
Still dialing 0 to call people collect? Stop! It's expensive. What to do? Dial 1-800-COLLECT. As seen on TV, dialing 1-800-COLLECT instead of 0 saves the people you call up to 44%.
Hello? Hi, honey.
Just dial 1-800-COLLECT, follow the simple instructions, and your call will go through in seconds.
Hello. Hi, Grandma.
Calling home, save yourself money. Kids love it.
It's so easy.
1-800-COLLECT. Dial it today.
For long-distance calls, savings based on a 3-minute AT&T operator dialed interstate call.
Hey, check this out. Wow, check it out.
When the Army announced they're giving $30,000 for college, students got very excited.
Do you believe this? This is great. You gotta check this out.
Up to $30,000 for college may be yours through the Montgomery GI Bill plus the Army College Fund if you qualify.
Okay, team, we've checked it out. Move out.
For details, call 1-800-USA-ARMY. Paid for by the U.S. Army.
Mercy Medical Airlift just approved a sinus headache medicine for flight crews on duty. It's Sudafed Sinus. Approved because of the way Sudafed Sinus clears up nasal congestion. Approved because of the way it relieves sinus pressure and headache pain. And most importantly, approved because Sudafed Sinus gives you all this relief with no drowsy side effects. Sudafed Sinus clears you up without slowing you down. Use only as directed. The National Ski Patrol just approved a cold and cough medicine for patrollers on duty. It's Sudafed Cold and Cough. Approved because of the way Sudafed Cold and Cough clears up nasal congestion and suppresses coughs. Approved because it breaks up chest congestion and relieves body aches. And most importantly, approved because Sudafed Cold and Cough gives you all this relief with no drowsy side effects. Sudafed Cold and Cough clears you up without slowing you down. Use only as directed.
15 brand new songs that get to the point.
You don't know how it feels to be me.
Wildflowers, the new album from Tom Petty.
You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong.
Wildflowers on Warner Brothers Records, available at all Target stores and wherever records are sold.
I'm Mary Turner, back with Stevie Nicks, Off the Record.
Wait a minute, baby. Stay with me a while.
Let's think about this. What rocker would we like to celebrate Christmas with? Danzig? Don't think so. Green Day? Probably have food fights. No, if we want the true meaning of Christmas and a great party, I say we visit Stevie Nicks.
If I'm home in Phoenix in time to do something for Christmas, then I do have a big tall tree because I have a big tall living room. I spend Christmas, if I'm in Phoenix, I spend Christmas with my mom and dad. I have spent Christmas in London by myself with my friend Kelly, who was working for me then, and we went there to hook up with Rupert and mix the other side of the mirror, and everybody in London left. We couldn't even get a reservation for dinner. It was horrible. It was the worst thing I have ever went through in my life. It made me really appreciate being home with friends on Christmas, because it was like we were staying in a really nice hotel in London, and as warm and cozy and friendly as you would think that London is, everybody left for Christmas. So we got there on the 17th, and by the 25th, there was nobody left in that city. It was horrible. So that happened, and that really turned my head around about Christmas, because I don't go like, oh my God, it's Christmas again, which means you have to go out and I have to get this present and that present, and I have to do this and that, and I don't do that anymore, because that was the one Christmas that I thought, there's no Santa, there's no presents, there's no dad, there's nothing here. So now I appreciate it a lot more. I'll spend Christmas in Phoenix this time. I will get a tree, and I will do the whole Christmas thing. And then I'll go over and spend Christmas morning with my dad and mom and my brother and Jesse James and Lori. So Christmas, for me, when I do have the time, they know that I will make Christmas as wonderful as I can make it.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so holy night. Yes, it was a holy night.
Stevie Nicks, Off the Record with Mary Turner, was written and produced by Marcia Richardson. Production and engineering by Fred Lindgren. The live recording of Destiny was produced by Russ Kunkel and Biff Dawes. Special thanks to Marcy Rondon, Mitch Schneider, Karen Johnston, and Paul Fishkin. Off the Record is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment. Executive producer, Norm Pattis.
Hi, I'm Mary Turner. Join me this week for Stevie Nicks, Off the Record.
It makes Margaret Mitchell pale. It makes Scarlett O'Hara pale. And when I think that the world is ready for it, I'll do it. But the problem is with that is that I have to do it.
Stevie Nicks, Off the Record from Westwood One Entertainment. Hi, I'm Mary Turner. Join me tomorrow for Stevie Nicks, Off the Record.
It makes Margaret Mitchell pale. It makes Scarlett O'Hara pale. And when I think that the world is ready for it, I'll do it. But the problem is with that is that I have to do it.
Stevie Nicks, Off the Record from Westwood One Entertainment. Hi, I'm Mary Turner. Join me later today for Stevie Nicks, Off the Record.
It makes Margaret Mitchell pale. It makes Scarlett O'Hara pale. And when I think that the world is ready for it, I'll do it. But the problem is with that is that I have to do it.
Stevie Nicks, Off the Record from Westwood One Entertainment.